For more information on our top stories and others, please visit our website. It's channelstv.com. youtube.com/channelsweb has videos of our shows. The Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Jaji in Kaduna State, has held a memorial ceremony for the 165 military officers who died in a plane crash in the Ejigbo area of Lagos State in 1992. They are, however, calling on all serving military officers to remain dedicated in the service of their fatherland.
On September 26, 1992, a Nigerian Air Force C-130 aircraft conveying military officers from Lagos to Kaduna crashed in the Ejigbo area of Lagos State, killing all 165 persons on board a few minutes after takeoff from the Murtala Mohammed International Airport. This year marks 27 years since that unfortunate incident that brought to an abrupt end the lives of the promising officers. Commandant of the Armed Forces Command and Staff College sympathizes with their families and gives an assurance that their sacrifice to the fatherland is not in vain.
The entire college community still mourns the loss of the fine officers and men, and their demise will forever remain in our hearts. Accordingly, during the 2018 memorial, a commitment was made to construct a befitting cenotaph here in the senior course quarters, and today I am very excited to see the edifice just beside us, etched with the names of each and everyone that was on board the ill-fated flight.
This day has always been remembered in the college. However, since the assumption of office in 2018, the present Commandant, Air Vice Marshal Ellis Alao, institutionalized memorial ceremony as part of the college program annually.
Although their death was a huge loss, families of the deceased are excited that with this remembrance, the labor of their loved ones has not gone unnoticed.
They made our day, and the Lord God Almighty will really bless them and sustain them. It's a beautiful thing that they did for us. And after 27 years, it's God that put it in their mind to do it.
I appreciate the commandant for deeming it fit to remember and ensure that the legacies of these great Nigerians live on.
This memorial ceremony for victims of the 1992 Ejigbo plane crash was also a reunion for serving and retired military officers who continue to remember their departed colleagues and many others who have paid the ultimate price in the service of their fatherland.
Nigeria has been re-elected as Part 2 member of the International Civil Aviation Organization Council for a new 3-year term. Nigeria gained 151 votes out of the 193 member states, 18 more than it did in 2016, making a significant rise in the popularity of the country within the global aviation community. The Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, says that the continued success and recognition of the country in all issues relating to the World Aviation Governing Body only goes to show that Nigeria is on course in its transformation agenda for the aviation sector. The International Civil Aviation Organization is a specialized agency of the United Nations that is charged with the principles of techniques of international air navigation and fosters the planning and development of international air transport to ensure safety and orderly growth.
Very happy, extremely very happy that we've made it yet again to Part 2 council member of ICAO. We've been on this since 1962 unbroken, and 3 years ago I had the honor to lead Nigerian delegation to come here to participate. We were elected then by about 134-33 members. This year it has improved significantly. Out of 193 members, 161 elected Nigeria, some 18 more countries believed more in what Nigeria is doing. to re-elect us into the council as part 2 members. And the meaning of this, or the significance, is that Nigeria will continue to participate in the Council of ICAO to discuss and fashion out and decide the global aviation happenings and the global aviation business. And this means a lot. We are participating in ensuring that we have a very safe, secure, efficient, environment-friendly industry that will sustain businesses, employ people, and provide service.
50 civil society organizations have called on the United Nations and the African Union to intervene in the federal government's case against the publisher of Sahara Reporters, Omoyele Sowore, and to help secure the activist's release. The CSOs calling for action include Amnesty International, Media Rights Agenda, All Workers Convergence, and Africa Movement for Freedom and Justice. The CSOs had filed an appeal on behalf of Mr. Sowore at the United Nations and the African Union on August the 23rd. This comes after one of the lawyers representing Mr. Sowore alleged that the Department of the State Services repeatedly blocked the bailiff of the Federal High Court in Abuja from serving a fresh court order for his release. A group of Benue citizens and officials of the State Environmental Sanitation Agency today carried out palliative maintenance work on the dilapidating River Benue Bridge, which they say is collapsing from its North Bank axis. The group calls on citizens to avoid practices that can lead to the structural collapse of the bridge and other infrastructure.
This bridge, running over the River Benue, was constructed in 1983 as a major access linking northern and southern Nigeria. But that purpose today is being threatened by wear and tear. The dilapidation exposes critical power supply infrastructure deficiencies, erosion and even falling protective bars from the pedestrian section. But a group of Benue indigents are taking steps to prevent a major disaster.
Government alone cannot do everything. We must assist the government in whatever thing that they are doing. So if we have to come out and do our little bit through that collaboration that we have with the government, it will bring a lot of success.
He's not alone in the advocacy for citizen protection of critical infrastructure, as two members of the Big Brother Nigeria Season 4 joined the campaign on climate change and sanitation.
Clean environment requires good health and prolonged long life and prosperity. At the same time, it also promotes unionism, patriotism of Nigeria, and for you to be a good patriot, you need to clean your environment first.
Keep Nigeria clean, guys. Yeah. Do a little more than your own bit. Yeah. And we'll see that this country will be so beautiful. We're starting with the bridge. Next, we're going into the river itself, River Benue.
Heavy-duty sanitation equipment is being deployed to evacuate sand heaps on the bridge, weeding out grasses, and removing bridge obstacles. The process leads to heavy traffic. Those attempting to frustrate the efforts of the sanitation agency are arrested, while others commend the efforts.
We are taking the enforcement very seriously now. People who flout the law, people who refuse to obey the sanitation law will be arrested and prosecuted.
If big celebrity like this can come to Makurdi and make this place a better place, I believe Benue State is going to be a better place.
They say the River Benue Bridge truly requires immediate attention by the federal government to avoid a major disaster. The efforts of groups and professional bodies to ensure the bridge is safe for public use does not, however, go unnoticed.